Fuck this game.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is now 5 years old. It is a game that I have already talked about on this channel a long time ago. But today I'm going to talk about the online mode. This is something Rockstar are still investing in after all this time. I for one never played the online mode until about a year or so ago, and there's a ton of shit to do. On the Xbox 360 version of the game, you needed to pay to play online, something which I never did. But with the PS3, you can play online for free. Of course, the best version of GTA Online is the PC version. That was released later on, along with the re-releases of GTA 5 for Xbox One and the PS4. And now that I do have a PS3 to go alongside all of my other consoles in my gaming room, that means that I can play GTA Online for free. Of course, I already do own the Xbox 360 version as well, but seeing as I had to pay for that online, seeing as Xbox Live Gold is something that you had to pay for, and you still do have to pay for with the current generation with Xbox One, PS3 was the only way back in the day to play it online for free, more or less. And I never got to do this because, you know, I never really had a PS3. I've only got a PS3 in the last few months, to be honest. And GTA Online on the PS3 is a great thing. I mean, obviously it's been re-released since on the newer consoles and on PC with much more content, with better graphics, etc. But on a PS3, it works very well for me, so I'm going to base everything, or more or less everything in this video, purely on what's on this version. The reason that I wanted to make this video is because while I really did like the main story of Grand Theft Auto 5, especially when it first came out, it was everything I wanted, an open world with lots of shit to do. However, once everything was done with the main story, there was nothing left to do in terms of missions, so as far as I was concerned, that was it. With Grand Theft Auto Online, not only can you still traverse the same map, but now there is more freedom in what you can do. In a funny sort of way, it's like a different game, but like I say, everything still takes place on the same map. It's just that a few of the mechanics are a little bit different. I mean, yeah, the gameplay is pretty much the same and everything, but in terms of the way it works, there are a few differences. A few characters from the main story, like Lamar, Lester's and others, show up in this mode, which is a welcome thing to do, to say the least. And, you know, the gameplay is the same. You drive, you shoot people, all the usual shit that you expect in the Grand Theft Auto series at this point. I feel that Grand Theft Auto Online is one of the most fundamental reasons why people are still playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and why people are buying it. Today it's become one of the most successful video games of all time. Oh wait, scratch that last comment. It has become the most successful video game of all time. This game has now sold over 90 million copies. That's more copies than what a PS4 has sold since it came out. Now, do I think that this is the best game of all time? Well, absolutely not. There are many other games that I probably do prefer to this. Don't get me wrong, it is probably one of the best games that I have ever played, but there are far better games out there in my honest, humble opinion. Plus, many will find that the older games like Vice City or San Andreas are superior in terms of story and gameplay. Like Payday, there's not much of a story in online mode. Most of the time you can do what you want in free roam. In addition, you get to level your character up, something which you don't do in the normal story mode. You can level up by just doing random shit like successfully losing the cops in free mode, killing other players who you are playing online with, whether it's in a private or a public session. You can do missions which are mostly good, with the Los Santos connection being a personal favourite of mine, and you can do heists. All of the missions you can do either on your own or you can do it with your friends. Obviously, doing it with your friends is much better and is the most appealing thing about Grand Theft Auto Online, and you get more enjoyment out of it, personally. There are very few missions in online mode which require at least 2 players for it as well, so Rockstar made this in mind so people could spend many hours racking up points to level up and then just kill each other later on in free mode. There's also races which are self-explanatory. Some can even be made by players. Now, I'll be honest, me and my friends haven't really dabbled that much into the races, if I'm completely honest with you. If we want to race each other, what we usually do is set a waypoint somewhere on the map and we just race to there in free mode, as we get more enjoyment out of it. The set races in this game, in my opinion, can be very restrictive in what routes you want to go on, and that's quite surprising given the scale of the map in this game. There's also heists, and they operate similar to the ones in the main game, except there's more than one of us doing one. What really sucks about these, though, is that if one of you screw up, just one of you, and it could be any of us, then you're wasted, and you have to repeat that section of the heist all over again. There could be 4 of us, and we could only have 1 life between us, which can get really frustrating, especially if you've been playing this section of the heist for a very long time. You've come so far, you're near the end, one of us has just got killed, but we can still carry it on. Wait, one of us dies, that's it, it's game over. Rockstar made this and they thought, well, you've got this far and fuck you, you have to do all of this again. I find this to be quite a pain in the ass, and many others will agree with this. That's why I prefer the co-op missions, because at least then, if you fuck up in that, then you have a chance to redeem yourself and carry on. Just make sure not to fuck up too many times though. Now for the reward side of things, the more you level up, the more stuff you can collect, like weapons and their mods, better vehicles and more missions to unlock. There's plenty to do in Grand Theft Auto Online, and even now Rockstar are still supporting this after all this time. The downside of the PS3 version, along with the other version of Grand Theft Auto Online from last gen, is that they don't have everything from this gen. For example, this gen not only has better graphics and that added first person mode, but it also has this. And this.
Holy shit!
And people wonder why this game won't fucking die. Well, there's just a couple of reasons.